We can put this in right now. Okay. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be right back. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo. Water is a must. Be sure to hydrate, peoples. Well, we're going to be, maybe next week, we'll probably be done with Tides of Darkness.
Brains.
That should be interesting. Being done with Tides of Darkness should be very interesting. Alrighty. All of this has been done, so I can take that off the list. Moving on, moving on, moving on. When last we met, we were fixing the inventory screens, lining everything up. We're going to do a base lineup and then hopefully get it into a progression where it will just kind of work. Let's see, we were on inventory version 3. Hopefully we'll be able to start putting it into the system and then hooking it up. Because putting it in, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal, but hooking it up and making it to where whenever you pick something up, it puts it into inventory. You know, also we have to come up with some stats for a couple things just so that we have some stats that actually come up. Let's see where we left off here. But we may want to, I don't know. I guess what I really wish I had done, I really wish I had learned about the inventory system first. Because it looks like most everything is going to be based on it. So, let's take our logos down. Okay, so where were we? We were here. All these were working. We needed that to pop up. That was, oh, we were trying to fix this down here, move that 25 and the 6 and stuff. So let's play with this one. Because obviously it's not stacking these on top of each other because that's getting in the way. So in the order things are being drawn, Yeah, because we were working just on this one. All right. Let us close that. Oh. Plus we have to fix those buttons, but I'm not too worried about those right now. Okay, so... And it's a little bit hard to find because this says that the oh, let's try this. Let's see if we can find it first. Let's see if we can find just that one. Because if we can find just that text, then we can know where to play with it as opposed to not being able to find it. So we will turn that red. We have turned it red. At least in theory, we have turned it red. Let's see if it actually turns red. Okay. Now it turned our icon red. Okay, that's a good thing to know. So this is the icon. Let's do this. So that is the icon. Change this back to white. Now we'll turn this one red. Okay now. Nobody's talking today. We always get to this part and then people stop talking. Maybe we shouldn't do it anymore. Maybe I should just go off and work on this on my own and then come back when it's done or something. We'll talk about that on Friday. See what the best way to go is. Okay, so nothing turned red. That up there was already red. Nothing down here turned red. It would have been on this one. Unless it's something that's off screen. Hopefully our button, you know, it just says the button has been pressed. It doesn't actually close the window. Okay, it did close the window. Okay. So, push the button. It says okay. Oh, we need to take the message out. That's what it is. The message is in there saying that the button has been pushed. Okay. So it's neither of these. This one is something else. So it must be up here. That's the font. No, it has to be down here. It has to be attached to this, or in this area. Yeah, it would have to be part of this. Oh, wait, yeah, this isn't even on screen, is it? Okay, well, let's turn it on. Why is it not on screen? It should be. Oh, it lost Game Maker. Interesting. There you go. So what we're trying to do is find the number text that goes on the side of that. And it should be draw a text, sprite, which is the icon, which is this icon. And then it's supposed to draw a number, but these are the three things. Ailment cured. As an old gamer, one thing on my bucket list is to write my own game and publish it on Steam. I don't even care if it does well. I just want to be able to say I did that. Then do it. What's stopping you? The thing is people can spend literally years standing around and going, okay, I really want to do this, I really want to do this, and then never do it. And you shouldn't. You should get out there and just go ahead and do it. Even if it's like you come home and you work like an hour or two on it at night, a day, or something like that, go ahead and do it. You will learn a lot. I've learned a whole lot because I've been doing this. This is my 33rd year, 34 years this September, and I'm not, I still learn things every day. Still learning stuff every single day. The amount of things that you will learn are worth every minute of it. Okay, so looking at these numbers, there's your icon. It's at 200, 150. This is the icon scale. Yeah, because it's up there. Array length. Yeah, I'm just not seeing where the numbers coming from. Raw text camera, so sprite width. Icon scale. Let's look at one of the objects and see what's in its. What we're looking at is this one, the blue jar. So mana restored is the 25, okay? So I guess what we're looking for is mana restored in the code. But I am not seeing mana restored. Here it is. So this is the string. So we're going to move this. Okay. Oh, we need the one for the potion. Mana restored equals. Yeah, this is the one. We're going to make it plus 60. This 190. Yeah, anytime I have been many times in my life I've said, okay, I really want to do this thing, but I don't know when I'm going to find time to do it. And what I've found out from doing that is that you'll never do it that way. You'll never get around to doing it because you'll always come up with excuses to do it. This stream is a perfect example. I talked about doing this stream for the first time when I first retired in 2014. And pretty much got nowhere. Okay, well now it is gone. I'm not sure where it went. I'll find it later. But we still have one hell of a gap here. It's probably under this button. So we need to figure out why this gap is here. So yeah, get out there and do it. Yeah. Because this stream, and Jason can tell you this 1,000 times, is I talked about it forever. In fact, I talked about doing a stream of all the games that I had made up until that point in 2014 and playing them like we're playing them now. And talked about it, even set everything up. And then kept procrastinating until I went to Houston when and they're like, oh, come play with us. I'm like, okay. and then never did it. And then when I got back from Houston, then I went out to Cambridge and never did it. And then came back here after Cambridge last year and said, okay, I'm going to do it. And then talked about it for 6 months or 8 months. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then just said, okay, fine, I'm doing it. And I literally just set a date and started working on it. And we were doing an hour and a half or 2.5 hours a day originally. You went to Houston on purpose. Yes, I went to Houston to work at 6 Foot. Creative services director. When I got there, when I left, I was co-studio head with Mike Donatelli and Robin Fredrickson. So yeah. So this is the number. Now these should all line up. So he should go there. This is his brother who should go there. Why are we getting... Huh. Why are they not stacking? This is separate. This should be out of the way. Let's put this at 100 so it's way out of the way. And we want it lower. Well, we can actually put it at 20. And we'll put it above the icon, not below. So yeah, so then I just started. Once I started, then all the other stuff went away because it's like, oh, okay. I actually enjoyed Houston because it was so different than what I was used to. The only thing I did not like was the humidity. The humidity was just absolutely godly. But the people were very, very cool. I really enjoyed Houston. It was very diverse environment, very cool. Now, you go into some of the other big cities in Texas, and that changes. You know, there's the good old boys are out there waiting to be recognized. So it can be quite daunting. Okay, I do not know why those are not stacking. Something obviously is in the way. Because our code here says that they should be able to stack. In fact, here's the stacking code right here. So it draws this sprite at 200 by 140. Then it draws these sprites, or rather, it draws these texts. 100, 107. What happens if we make this? Let's make this 66 for now. Just remember that it was 96. No, because this is not the one we're playing with. Okay, leave that at 96. This is our left to right. So we're going to make this 40. I think what's interrupting it is this up here. But once I got it started, and once we started doing this, and I got into doing it, as well as like paying attention to what we're talking about and what we're doing, and making improvements along the way. You know, was it perfect when I first started? No, it wasn't. You know, and it couldn't have been. You know, is it getting better every day? I think so. You know, we've grown into. If you go back and look at our first attempts, they were not. I wouldn't say that they were unsuccessful, but they weren't like what I envisioned for whatever reason. Oh, see, now that's even more. Now look, now all we have is the number. Oh wait, no, we have to block this. We actually put more space between them. So that tells me that we go back to the code again. And this, we make, we'll just make it 10. Since our text is 6, that should give it a little bit of spacing. And then we'll play with these ones after. But the amount that I've learned while doing it, it's been a lot of fun. My wife commented the other day that you have gotten better. Well, that's very nice of her. Thank you. Well, that was the whole point, because when I first came on, I was a wreck. I'm just like, oh my God. Because I'm not... My career has always been, I'm in the back room getting the job done. That's all I care about, you know? And being out in front like this has been just like, okay, everything's okay. The game has decided not to come up again. Oh, there it is. All right. You know, and now it's a hunt and peck. Okay, see, we're getting somewhere, but this one is still, I don't know why that one is still has a space. Maybe we'd have to change it to 12. I can see that. But there's a space in there somewhere. But let's make this 12. I think this space is that there. So let's make this 12. And then we'll make all of these 100. And then see if that fixed it, because it may just been that separation there was too, not great enough, but too great. Yeah, better, or sometimes we get better than who we were yesterday. Sometimes we don't, but we still learn things. You know, as long as our average is still going towards better, that's a good thing. Because unfortunately, we are humans. We're going to make stupid mistakes no matter what. I mean, it's just, that's how we're built. You know, and we have a lot to learn no matter who we are. Nobody knows everything or can know everything. Okay, well, at least they're spaced right, kind of. So that number was part of the problem. So we'll keep all those at 100. Now, I believe our text is 6. So let's move this back to 10 now that that number is fixed. And then we can move this down, all of these down to 110. Which should hopefully put it right next to the icon. Doing better, right? The reason I said that was because better is like relativity. Better to you may not be better to me. Better to me may not be better to you, etc., etc. It's just because we live in different worlds. Even though we live on the same planet, we still live in different worlds. So, well, they're getting closer, kinda. You know, at this point, it'd probably be good just to bring them a little bit lower and then just move the icon up. We haven't changed any of the other ones up. We locked that. Okay. Yep. Yeah, the other ones, we still have that number in there. Okay. Let's move this icon. No, 10. No, 10's too much. We'll go 12. We want to get better, 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 better. I'll grab these real quick. Taking some Advil. For some reason, the light is bothering my eyes today.
Brains.
Ah, there's two of them. That could be okay. I still don't know where the number went. Yeah, if we can get this one right, then the rest will fall into place. I'll have to find this icon and move it up closer. Okay, so this comes up. Make this 6. Agreed, there is much hat can be said, but unfortunately, the English language and text over the internet are not sufficient to explore the topic with adequate well, that's true.
Brains.
Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. Perspectives is the biggest issue that most humans have. Because I know that from my perspective, things that happened in my childhood were X. But my brother, who stood right next to me the whole time, his perspective could be completely different. Even though we experienced the same thing, perspective is kind of everything. Hey, look, they're all together. Okay, then. Now all we have to do is take all of that and move it down and find out why this is being called. This is our goal today. I know it doesn't sound like much, but this is our goal today. So, okay, this is our mana restore, which is what our icon is for this. Mana restored. Sounds like what they did was put this together. 2 damage quest. Okay. Sorry about that yet. Let's go back to here. Now here is this. We're going to take everything lower. So we're going to add 30 to all of the Ys. Which hopefully should bring it down. I'm pretty sure it's add, not subtract. Because one of the things I noticed with Game Maker, sometimes the XYs are reversed, which is odd. Because my math goes, okay, we just do this, this, and this. And then when I do it, it does the opposite of what I expected to do. But as soon as we get past this and get this all lined up, we should be able to move pretty much straight ahead with it. Okay, we're too low, but we're on the right track. We just went too low, so we'll bring it back by 15, or we'll make it 14. Bring it back up by 14. We'll try to use the potion icon as an example. In fact, what we can do is exactly use the potion icon as an example. If it's this one, here's the mana restore one. It's at 200, 140. The 100, 110. So we make this 200, 140. With a camera Y down here as a 100. 100 on X. No, that's not going to work. The 140 might. This one we need to make 30, I believe. But part of game development is exactly this. It's literally hunting and pecking and finding stuff, and especially since it's something I don't normally do. I'm not a programmer. Sorry. But one thing I did learn playing with it the other day, last week, I really wish I could just use F5 to do the build, because having to build it every time is kind of a pain in the ass. There. That's where it should be placed. That is the correct placement. Of course, I do not know where the number went. It's out there somewhere. I also need to copy this. We need to go button pressed and find that text file and remove it. Let's do that real quick. Show message button pressed. This is the one we want to go. Close this. Line 222. This thing sometimes. I want to take this message off. We just want it to press the button. Now when we press the button, because what's happening is when I press the button to close that window, it is actually I have to hit another button because a little pop-up comes up. Does it all maintain position if you change resolution? No. I mean, I'm hoping it maintains the position to where we can put it in, but then it's just a matter of making adjustments to it for our windows. Because what I'm figuring out here and what we've talked about is the fact that I think that once we put it into our game, we actually have to change the dimensions on our game for the window size and the character size, which will also make it to where we have to use bigger icons or bigger sprites. Because I don't like the smaller text. I want readable text on the screen, and a 5 text or a 6 text is not going to do that for us. But that's what you learn. So like this window here is set up based on the size of the window that we have in our game, or this camera. And it's not big enough. So we'll have to, what we've learned is we'll have to use that to find it. So yeah, so it looks like that adjustment all kind of worked. Now we should be able to just click that and it'll close immediately. We can open it back up. Yeah, all these others are go wrong because we haven't put the numbers in it that we just did. But cool. Looks like the icon's in the right place. But we also don't have text on our items. And what I mean by that is if we look at this item here, see it has all of this, it has text on it. So it has these. We go down here, then each of those variables is the variables that are in here. So, yeah. Which is, I think, is that what we're messing with up here? I think it actually is. No, it's the parent. Okay, so we're getting the draw from the parent, which is what they're getting it as well. So it's an inherited. But yeah, so we got those kind of lined up. Now all I gotta do is go and fix the text portion. Oh, they don't have text. Because the icons do not have them. We have to find out where mana went. Nobody knows where the mana went. She's so fine, nobody knows where the mana went. Okay, let's go back down here. Sort. There's our sort code. This is our draw sprite. You're in the wrong window. Be up here. Okay, so we're pulling. This is the main black text, which is the text at the top. We have the title bar, we have the text at the top, and then we have draw text here, this draw text. Okay, this is not... What is right? What do we change it to down here? We put it at some crazy number. This is the basic text. This is where they start crawling these. Then this is the box they're in. So This right here is the box that it's in. And in that box is putting these variables. Which means this is what we're looking for. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it based on this. So let's make this 200. And we're going to make it, maybe 110 is correct. No, we'll make it, no, we'll keep it at 110. Because this should be the text number that was coming up. No. No. Meaning, no, it does not maintain. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably a way to write it to where it will, but I'm not that good a programmer. Okay. We have found the number. There is the number. What I want to do is put the number underneath this mushroom. I think that's a good place for it. Because even looking at the other items, if it's underneath there, even though there's no written text on the other stuff, we'll work on that later. But just putting that number underneath the mushroom or underneath the icon makes sense. But it looks like it's a nested. It's a nested position, meaning it's in this box, and the box has its position, which I think the box for that is correct, is where it needs to be. And then it's not a ratio based on where it is from 0 on the screen. It's based on 0 from the box. So in order to move that down, that looks like it's about 30, we'll say 30, and then back 10. So if we look at this, which is what we are, we're bringing back this to 190. And then we're adding 30 to this. Okay, boop-a-doop boop. We're close. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right behind it. So here's the 5. So we need to come down, probably another, we'll bring it down another, we'll just make 10 for now and then back another 10. And it's okay if it's kind of unreadable right now because we're not going for readability on any of this stuff at the moment because, like I said, we're definitely going to need to redo some things. So we'll make this 80. And make this, we'll just say 50 for now. Very close. So we moved it both by 5 or by 10, so we probably should have just moved it by 5 each way. But that'll put it where it is, and then we can propagate it through the rest of them. Okay, so this now goes to 45. This goes to 85. And that should be the happy place for it. Okay. Literally add 2 to y, subtract 2 from x. Wow. My throat is not handling reality or well right now. So, add 2 to y, subtract 2 from x. 7, 3. Then we'll propagate those numbers up here. Should work. Because all those are the same. Let's just do that one. Okay. Okay. That should put all of them underneath the icons, because the icons were all in the same place. We should be good with this, and then we'll go on to whatever the next thing is. Okay, so close enough. Technically, we could add one to it. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, they're in the general area. We're fine. Cool. Cool. All right, so we have that kind of worked out. We have this. This is the sort by name is a little too. Oh, we probably should just put it up here. Probably make more sense. Eventually, we're gonna have to replace this art, but we're gonna have to replace the art in everything. So. That works. So now with the lock thing, we can actually move them around too. So if we unlock, we can use them with this and move it to there. So we can do our own personal sort on it. Our sort works, except for I don't know why it doesn't sort the quest items to the front. I don't know why it's putting those in front of the quest items on quest. So it says sort by quest, sorting by quest, but I don't know why those are not being replaced. Okay. I wonder if is there an alignment in, okay, this works now, yeah, but that should probably, I don't know, maybe it should be behind it. We can actually make it smaller to where it's coming up from here or something instead. Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to. That's a future us issue. Equip needs to be over a little bit. We'll say 10 for now. Mhm. That's all down here. Type weapon button. Here's our equip button. There is our equip button. No, that's weapon button, quest button. Make this 30. I must say, I wasn't actively following game development, but you made great progress. New art, new inventory. Well, the inventory still needs to be. This is me doing the inventory tutorial still. I'm basically trying to modify it for our game before putting it in our game because I think that there's too many places where I can break our game if the inventory isn't working correctly. So I'm doing a lot of modifications to the inventory. But thank you very much for checking in on us, Scry. We will get there, but we're learning, so that's the most important thing. So we got that. Okay, yeah, we're checking equip. Yeah, equip's pretty straightforward, in a good place. Everything's all good. Everybody's all happy. We have to change the use button. What we can do is if you pick a part, we can call that one, and we can say use. Maybe that can be used to hand it to. No, that will not be good, because then the animation for it being given to the otter and her fixing the fountain is not going to work. So I want the player to be able to see it. So I think with quest items, the quest giver receiver will automatically pull it from your inventory when you walk up. Let's change the size of the button. We have to make a smaller button for use and the other one. Okay, equip, where you at? No, toggle breakdown, no. What would be really cool is to have a go to Explorer
Brains.
on this so that we can immediately just go to wherever it is in Explorer or on our computer. You open Photoshop real quick. Okay, where was it? Where was it at? Oh, where is our little button? Equip button is in show inventory assets. Okay. Okay, see, show inventory assets. And we want, this is the equip button, we need the use button. Ah, there's the use button. Open with Photoshop. Let's pull the other one that we worked on yesterday or the day before. Put button PNG. That's weird. I thought we made a smaller version of it. A copy. Oops. No. Let's just make that Photoshop for now. And it's the wrong Photoshop, isn't it? Oh no, yeah. Why is it showing that screen? That's not the screen I have up. Because it said automatic, that's why. You don't want automatic, you want that one. Okay. I guess what I'm doing is just grabbing this button so we can resize it. There's our button. And I believe we just halved it. We have the other one. I'm pretty sure that's what we did. Let me see if I can find it here. Assets. New. Where is our equip button? No. Base. All about that base. About that base. No trouble. I had to put it somewhere. Oh, okay, here it is. All right. So that's where we put it. What is it? It is a 45 by 15. Okay. Back to Photoshop. Image size 45:15, which I believe is 50% of this. Oh. Yeah, just let me touch it a little bit. Yeah, okay. Done. And then export that out as a PNG. And we want to put it here. This would be a use. Use button, yes. Now we can go back to our game. And we need to go to the sprite for the use button. Oh, it's under GUI probably. Equip. It's that one. Not that. Not that. Use button. Let me reload this. Equip and use. I'm going to make it smaller. Yep. Oh, that will do that. That will make it a small one. Worst comes to worst, it just won't work. But it will. I think it'll work. It'll be fine. Ah, people's stockings. How goes the inventory? It's going. It's getting there. You know, everything seems to be working now. So we got that all working. Equip looks good. Use looks good as far as size. It's lined up right. So we're all good there. So yeah. So we will need to change the animation for this so that it doesn't go into that. It goes from behind or from this point here, possibly. I think it would be better if it came up from behind it, but that should be interesting. We should move the sort by like that, so this does the. We should move sort by to up here or something. The description's fine. This is all kind of fine. But everything seems to be there. Everything does seem to be working. Let's do this. Let's go and let's pull. Let's look at what our. We need to clear this, open a new one, clear that one. What I want to do is look at our camera here for this. So so 320. Where's my book? Yes. I just throw things on the ground, but that's okay. So our basic room setting. So this is the basic map. This is the whole size of the whole size of the map. This is the viewable part, which is 121. So if I made this bigger, let's say if we made this, we'll double this. So that's 260. No, 360 by 740. That's not what we're going to do. No. What we did was probably somewhere. Let's see the physical area. This is the size of our overall window. So that is our viewable window, which we want to run. Let's go up here a minute. Let's bring ours in. Let's save this real quick. Bring our game in. I have to go back to 7 because 8 crashes. That can't be good. Let's go back to River. That's where we should get our numbers from. So our room size is 320 by 640. I'm going to copy these numbers down verbatim and then go back into the other one and see. 320 by 640, which is a tall room, but that's okay. We're trying some things here. Our viewable window is 320 180. And then overall, 1280, 720. What other settings do we need? Following the character, we have that, it's all correct. Clear display buffer. Yeah, okay, we'll try all of that. I'll just go back to our inventory test. And let's do some things. For the most part, it looks like it's set right. So 320, yep, 180. 128 by 2720, correct. Viewport. Enable viewports, yes. Clear display buffer is one that it says. If we did not do, so let's make that, it's 640, which is going to stretch the image without a doubt, but that's okay. So yeah, so yeah, we could actually make this longer too, so make it 640, which is just about right. So that's kind of where we're at with ours. So let's see what happens when we build it. On actual field test, does it work? But like I said, it does seem to me that we're going to have to at least double the size of our viewable area for the menu to look right. Which is fine. It just means that we have to redo our maps and stuff like that if it doesn't look right. And it's probably going to look kind of silly. But here is the build. Now the inventory still should jump to the right place. Yeah, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit off. So when we put it in the game, it'll be a little too high. But what we'll have to do is double all the resolution numbers. Let's see what happens. Let's do a test here. If we change our viewable area to double what it is, so we make this 640, make this 360. Okay. And now our viewable area is double what it was. Huh. I think this is going to completely screw the menu up. I don't think the menu is going to know what to do. I wish that we had and maybe there is a way to do it, is have it auto scale to things, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. There's a warning down here that's unhappy with something. What does that say? Dash blah 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 Igor X. Oh. Okay. It's going to be tiny. Yep. So yeah, part of it does do an auto scale, part of it does not. Interesting though. So I guess we need to go back to our game and decide what we're going to do our viewable window as. And then adjust this one to it. So let's see what happens if we increase the viewable window on ours. Like I said, I crashed 8, so it's not workable. So if we say this, okay, well, that means all of our windows are going to have to be at least double. Let's go to a window that actually has a more village. Yeah, the village is probably there. No, that's the town. So if we take the town and make the viewable window Okay, 640 by 360. That's a big ass window. We're going to be very small on this. Going to be about that small. I wonder how it's going to look though. Let's try it out. Worst comes to worst, it'll just say no, don't do that to me, but no, don't do that to me. I did not give you permission to touch me. Survey says it's doing that weird thing. Gotta give it a second. It is not saving the file correctly. So I gotta give it a second, and then it will. Alrighty then. How is GameMaker with pseudo 3D? I don't know. Game I'm thinking is to make would be a tile based with a side down view. I don't know. I know that there's people that do use it for that or that kind of thing, but I have a weird feeling that this is going to crash. Oh wow. Okay. I don't think I have the inventory.
Says, my name is not Survey, but I say hydration reminder.
My name is not Survey. Oh, hydrate. Yes, please hydrate. So I think this might be, here's this problem with this, is because we may have to scale it up to this for, to be able to read the inventory. We might need to, let's see if it, no, it's not even in here. Let me see if I can get 8 to work. And we'll set the same things, because the inventory is in 8. It's just not a complete version of it like we have in the inventory file we were just working on. But here's the problem that I'm seeing is we will have to double the size of all of our art, including our tile sets, to accommodate a readable inventory system. Which means we'll have the same kind of look that we have on our other stuff. So if we go up here, we'll have the same kind of look we have here, but at the higher resolution. That way we can see the and yeah, even his centering isn't correct here. So there's a lot of stuff that we'll have to fix in the code for that. But let me see if I can get 8 to work, because I tried to use it. We tried to open it yesterday and it crashed. Let's open 8. Let's go to the same set, the same town. We need the town. Rooms. Town. Here's our town. We want to change the viewing port to double what it is. So 640, 360. Okay, so that makes that double. And I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna build it, and we're probably gonna have to fix the crash before it lets us look at this. So I have to look at what the crash is and see if I can fix it. It does build, which is a good thing. Yes, make your skills a habit. Okay, so let me change. Kitty Meowser, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, wow. Things got out of line there. I'll have to fix that later. I had to touch things. Because we didn't get alerted yesterday when people raided us, and I don't know why. So I rewrote the raid alert to tell us. All right, so I need to get this working. Where are we at? This is on this other game, so let's grab this game window for number 8. Okay, now let's see if it crashes immediately, which is what it did yesterday. It did not crash immediately, but doesn't mean it won't. It did. Okay. All items.
Brains.
Error in action number 1. Create event object controller. Global value. All item limits not set before reboot. Cache global. Add up. And this is probably why I didn't do it. Controller. Okay, why is it unhappy? What we can do is actually do this for now. And that might solve the problem. Just so we can at least get it to come up on this screen. Hello, fish. Thank you for lurking. What time is it? Okay, we got about 22 minutes left on this. I think in order for us to jump ahead, I'm going to try to, after I fix some things that I have to fix for the stream itself, I'm going to try to spend a little bit of time tonight on this to get the inventory into our game and get it working. And then we'll have to spend some time figuring out what needs to be changed, because I'm pretty sure that based on what we're seeing is we're going to have to change the resolution of our viewing screen. Because, well, quite frankly, because the inventory will be unreadable if we don't. So, let's see if this crashes now. Because basically what I've just done is I've turned the item off completely. Oh, good. Yeah, I turned the item off. Now we should be able to hit. Okay, so that comes up. It's not receiving the items. We don't have the other inventory thing too, but everything that is working. But it is very fuzzy. So let's go to our town where the window is bigger. So now it's huge. And what we'll do is, like I said, we'll double the scale of the art so that everything in here is the same size as it is in the other one. But oh wow, that's not even coming up. Did it crash it? Didn't crash it. Not nothing. Oh, I know why. I'm a moron. Hello, moron. How are you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm doing quite well. Let's just drop this on here for now. Oops. Wrong screen. Instance. Okay. Save and reload. For some reason, and we'll figure it out too, is our parent, even though it's in the parent, it doesn't, not every screen opens it up. Which I may have assigned it weird in the parent or something, I don't know. Save. And wait for it. Oh, Grog, hello. One of the best thing with skill is to just start and try to make it yeah. Yep. I say, my name is not Survey, but I say, Hadre, remind us. I need to delete all of these windows. Close all windows. Thank you. Because we broke it once. We're going to break it again. No, but as we were saying before, is unfortunately this is game development. You spend a lot of time hunting things down because that is the gig. Okay, so inventory, nothing. Menu, it stays up here in the corner, and it's all off. Yeah, so it's not freezing the window, number one, and it's not not everything is scaling. So that's okay though, because what we can do is if we double the scale of the inventory and get it and double the scale of the thing, it does several things for us. Number one, it gives us better artwork, but it also gives us, instead of it gives us a bigger character to play with when we actually start doing animations for them and stuff like that. So that's actually a good thing. What we had done is the problem we're running into is because the tutorials that we did all used literally 16 by 16 art and stuff like that. Even the matrices are 16 by 16. There's not a lot of 32 by 32s in here. It basically means that it's too small. And in order to get it to look right from a standpoint of reading on the thing, this is also going to improve our talking ability to people, I believe. So let's close this for a minute. And I think it's going to clean up to where if we're talking to someone, it'll be cleaner as well. It's not centered, but yeah, see, so we can use even better fonts there than we had before. So it doesn't have to be a mess, which I prefer anyway. I would prefer it to be clean. And we'll probably change those boxes to something else anyway. So let's go over and see if this all started because of one thing. Oops, he got caught on the door jam. He got jammed on the jam because of the otter. Yep, so if we make the viewable on this the same as we did on the other one, then it would be the whole screen, I believe. But that's okay. Let's go to our font real quick. Just want to hit this for a minute and see what happens. And then I want to go to our rooms. Graveyard, family crypt area. Change this. God dang it, what did we just do? Okay. 640, 60. It's going to make it bigger than the room, but that's okay for now. I just want to see what it actually does to it. So it's just a matter of us going in and redoing, taking the tile set, bumping the tile set up, then redoing the interior of redoing our maps. I have no problem with that. Yes, it's a tedious job for sure, but I'm hoping that when we rescale it, that it will actually rescale our maps as well. But I don't know if it's going to. So let's open this up. Let's wait for you guys. Sorry, it always takes a little bit for OBS to pick these things up. Yeah, see, so, oops. So yeah, so making these, doubling these in size makes sense. You know, and it also gives us a lot more things we can do, because we can use, we can actually use some 3D objects to build trees and things like that. For the first thing I do when starting a pixel art game is decide what my game base resolution is. So this will define the scale of the scope of yours. Yes. The reason we didn't do that was because I used the scale of the tutorial that I did, which was Sarah Spaulding's tutorial, and which is great. It was a fantastic tutorial and got us leaps and bounds ahead of where we would have been. But as we're playing, we're realizing it's not working for the game. And I think this is a good lesson, because there are times when you think that your scope and scale is correct. You will start down that path. And then as you move along, you find out things like this. Like we found out that at that scale that text is pretty hard to read. You know, we'll change the text and do some tests with it still. But by changing the scale of the viewable window and then changing the scale of our artwork, it does give us more options. And I'm actually fine with that. So, but it is going to be a lot of hard work, because we will have to take all this stuff and bump it up. Which actually, for the statues and stuff like that, that's not a big deal, because we do have bigger artwork. We just haven't used it much. Okay, yeah, so the menu's not on this one either. Because there's a lot of things missing from it as well. There's the... Okay, so this is what started the problem. Is the only thing that this thing can do is carry one thing at a time back. Yeah. So, which is why we decided an inventory was necessary. So if he picks it up, doesn't hold it above his head, but can pick up all the pieces, and then the otter can say, okay, let me get that from your inventory. Then the otter can take each piece and rebuild the fountain, get the fountain working again. Then the fountain can help us rebuild all of the statues, or the altars, because each of these is an altar to a god, and each god you get, you level up when you build them. Like he'll go from level 0 to level 1 when the fountain's built. Then the fountain will say which god he should do next, and he will give the spirit animal of that god, because we have a list of the spirit animals for all of the Norse gods. And then because the otter himself is actually a Norse god that Loki turned into an otter way back. I forget what the story was, but there's a whole story behind why. It's like Hector or Hector or something like that is the name of the god that got turned into an otter. And he's here because Loki is the one that brought it. Oh, thank you for the trees. They're my Bob Ross trees. They're very happy trees. We have happy clouds too. Yeah. They were just so that we had some trees. It technically is one of our emotes, which we have on Twitch there. But it's all good. Yeah. Okay, so things we know we need to do. We need to scale up the whole game to double the scale it's at. We have to scale up. Okay. Which means we have to scale up the inventory in the other one. So Let's go back to the other one. Let's go back there. This is good to know. These are giving us directions to go, so it's all good. Let's save this for right now. And then open up inventory 3. This is scaled up to what it should be now. It should be 640. 360, that is correct. Now let's do a test. Let's do this. Let's open this up. Save zip. For those of you who don't know, saving zip has to happen because when I hit F5, it crashes OBS. It's not me being stupid. I would rather have F5 as an option because you can get through all this stuff a lot faster. You don't have to stop and do builds every 5 seconds. Okay, so gotta turn this one back to here. So you guys can see it. Grog, also thank you very much yesterday for the raid. Sorry that our raid stuff didn't come up. I actually rebuilt the whole raid system last night as far as the alerts and stuff like that. I made a silly animation for it, which is always fun, but we'll see. Okay, so yeah, so all we have to do is just scale everything up to our new window. And we'll do that. Okay, yep, it throws that over there. Yeah, see, everything's off now, but that's okay. Because we can now make these bigger. And this was about the right size, but we can improve the font as well. So that is our new window. This is how our old window looks in our new window. And that is no longer there. So somewhere around here is the close button. Nope, ain't gone. We can make it visible again. Let's do that. I can see where bugs can become a problem in that you're touching stuff all the time. And while touching stuff, you break stuff. And that looks like a serious problem. But we're getting to the point to where we will have a good base for everything, which is, I think, good. And then what we'll do is after we get all the stuff in inventory and all those things in, and all the base stuff in, we can take that and save it to a archive file. And then anytime that we have an idea for a game, we can have that archive files to pull up and build that game in and know all this stuff is working. Because right, we literally started from scratch on this. Both scratch for the game itself, but also scratch for my knowledge on how to program the game, because I've never used this. I've never used GameMaker Studio. Yeah, so it has been quite interesting to me. Okay, there's our button. Yeah, it crashed. Crashed it. I like when it crashed it. It's because the inventory wasn't up. Let's try it. Let's see if we open it back up. And then hit the button. Because that basically does tell us where the button is, though. I'm waiting for your screen to get it open. Get it open. It's not getting it open. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to be on that one, guy. Give it a second. Okay. So we put the inventory up. We pulled up the description. Okay, and then we hit this button to close it, and we crash it. Oh no, it didn't crash. Good. But that does tell us that if we do not have that open and we hit that button, then it's going to crash, but that's where it's at. So now it's just resizing everything again. Hopefully for the last time. Actually, what I do is I don't need to resize stuff because we do have two different sizes for each thing. What happens if we grab the bigger one of this? We did keep the bigger one, right? The bigger for that. We don't have the bigger. Oh, that one's down. It would be back here. Full size. We're looking for the full size one. Backdrop for 640. That's the one we're looking for. Let's open that. Boom. We have to line everything up again, but we get the basic idea. Let's grab the front. Work the front. That's 640 as well. Okay. There's going to be some lineup issues, but that's okay. We're going to get those no matter what. So. It's funny because even my directory is called RPG 51 for the original 51 part tutorial that I did to learn Game Maker Studio. Yeah, crash things all the time. It's gonna happen. Doesn't mean much, it just means you crashed it. You gotta go back and find out why and fix it. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you pull your hair out and you go after the children. And, yeah. Waiting for you. Okay, there you are. Yep, see? So, yeah. Everything still works. It's just making it pretty. Yeah, I think that's going to help quite a bit. Doubling the size just makes sense. We have the basics, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, it's not the full size yet. But we can go back to all the full size buttons for sure. Okay. But that will be for tomorrow. We have found the problem, or we have found a problem that didn't exist. We have created a problem that we can now solve. We just need to scale everything up now and then pick a good font that works. And then we can bring everything back into our game and then move on. Yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. Because that is how it works. 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. 4 steps forward, 9 steps back. Your status to the gods are already... Oh yeah, they're already big enough. In fact, they're much... The resolution on them is much higher, so I don't have to redo those. It's just the tile set. It can very easily be doubled in After Effects. However, not sure how it's going to look. We'll see. Also, not sure if I'm going to have to go in and literally rebuild every map, which is highly possible. Trees are going to be fine because they're whatever size they decide to make them. So, yeah. Okay, let's get all this out of the way.
Brains.
Closing lots and lots of directories. It's funny because every single time you build a build, it makes a new directory. Okay, where are we at? We are at a big blank screen. Okay, that can't be good. Our logo's back up. Okay, put that back up while we wait for the zombies to pass. Bring this back over to the middle of the screen. Let's see, did we miss anything? No, that was all earlier. As soon as the zombies pass, we can... Yeah, our statues of the gods are mock-ups for the people in town. All that's a higher resolution stuff, so none of that's going to be a worry. Like I said, the only worry I have is the if I have to rebuild the whole background, which fine. You know, I can sit here and watch TV and do it after hours. You know, because I don't think we're making that big of a memory imprint right now anyway, so I think we'll be fine with that. Let's see, 41 seconds. The headache is gone. Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. 15 seconds. And then the zombie will leave us. And we will leave this section.
Brains.
Yes, okay. So here we go. We're going to leave this section and go back to just knees.